Hello, my name is Jackie Kasiba. I'm the Regional Director of Sales and Marketing for the Delamar Hotels, and today we're at West Hartford to celebrate our third anniversary. Over the last several years, our founder and owner, Mr. Charles Mallory, has been an important supporter of the arts. At Delamar West Hartford, we have a partnership with the New Britain Museum of American Art, and we're so happy to have our sixth installation with Hartford's own Carey. Thank you so much for joining us for this artist Q&A and a first-hand look at this exhibit.
Hi, my name is Lisa Williams. I am the Associate Curator at the New Britain Museum of American Art. I am delighted to be here at the Delamar Hotel in West Hartford, speaking with acclaimed Hartford-based photographer Carey in celebration of her exhibition, Lights, Camera, Carey, a solo presentation at the Delamar Hotel, presented by the New Britain Museum of American Art, which just opened, and we could not be more thrilled. So perhaps I'll set the stage by speaking briefly about our big initiative that we launched this year. In January of 2020, we launched 2020 20 Plus Women at the NBMAA, in which all of our exhibitions throughout 2020 and 2021 have been dedicated to female identifying artists. And in many ways, this is to address the wildly disproportionate representation of women in museum exhibitions, in museum collections, as you know well. This is a paradigm that institutions and museums are really grappling with now, I think more than ever, and our museum has really committed to address this disparity by dedicating more exhibitions to women artists, the incredible contributions they've made to art, and exhibiting their work, reinstalling our permanent collection installations, and highlighting really groundbreaking and innovative artists. So we have, within our 2020 year, solo presentations by Kara Walker, Annie Albers, Carey, Helen Frankenthaler, Chantal Martin, as well as Jennifer Wenma, and we also have a few thematic shows as well. This is the first Delamar exhibition that we're presenting in the context of this 2020 initiative, and we always try to sync up our Delamar presentations with something we have related going on at the museum. And what we have here really is a representation of almost 30 years of artistic output that shows you as an incredibly innovative and groundbreaking photographer who is constantly exploring new terrain. And I think it's so phenomenal that you keep pushing the boundaries, and that's exactly what we're trying to celebrate in this year of 2020, Year of the Woman. So thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, and I think it looks phenomenal here.
It does look great. And in the context of women and photography, I think one question that comes off often is how was I introduced to photography, or how was it that I, pioneered photography as a woman? So we have to keep it in the context of, William Henry Fox Talbot, 1834, discovered the paper negative, which is a photogram, later contact to make the positive. So his contemporary was Anna Atkins. So photography actually starts with women, and I admire all the great painters. But it was when I got into the darkroom, and I think this is probably true of all photographers, that magic of the image developing, and then I was there 12, 15, 18 hours a day.
Wow.
So I really found my calling quite early.
And you have been really recognized for your contributions to the arts. You were recently named one of the top 100 women artists internationally, which is
Photography, yes.
Absolutely incredible honor and an acclaim. So how do you feel that, the landscape has changed for you as a photographer?
I would say that it's hard for me to gauge opportunities because of the whole internet global. And a lot of women photographers are coming forward, and it's a discipline, like any field. I love what I do. I'm really happy in the darkroom, and I have my 4 C's. So the concept, content, context, and then citation. So here with the photograms, I'm citing, 1834, Talbot, Anna Atkins in color, There's a pristine clarity to it. There's no grain. That
Right.
also with the Polaroid highlights daguerre. So, and a lot of people with photographic color theory, which is another important thing in my work, a lot of people do not print color per se. I think that color is our universe, is an artist's universe, certainly with Monet and the Impressionists and landscape painters and all photographers. But what's so interesting about photography is that we have our own planet. We have photographic color theory. So you'll see that I'm using as a conceptual point of departure content in the work. So this work has RGB, yellow, magenta, cyan. And I'm the dings. I think one of the questions that we're going to come to is manipulating the paper. So I'm working in total darkness. So there's no light allowed, which is different from the amber, black and white darkroom. So the ding is a professional taboo. So in my work,
And that's this sort of
Right.
crease or and something interrupting the smoothness of the surface.
Correct.
That you would normally want to avoid.
well, it's a professional no. In my
Right.
field, if as a young photographer, if that had a ding in it, people would just, that's a no.
Right.
So the ding and the shadow, and of course the shadow has a really fascinating history in art. The Short History of the Shadow is a great book, and there's a whole chapter on photography. So it has these existential dualities, but I'm not sure that people understand that the shadow is making color shadows. And I think with this ding and shadow over here, which is on your lead image, I'm introducing gray and color. So that's a different, again, expanding the palette.
And I really hope that people are able to come and see these works in person because the color is so radiant. And that reference to stained glass windows, I think, is such a wonderful association now to think about those early impressions and how that might have inspired you and may inform your work. Because it does appear as if light is illuminating this work. And I remember during our photographic survey exhibition talking about your work and really expressing how much I marveled at the fact that when I see these works, it appears initially as if this might be a photograph of perhaps a crumpled piece of tinfoil or something that's reflective, but in fact, it's a photograph of itself. We have the slight rippling of the surface and the colors are on the surface. It's not a photograph of another object.
Correct.
And it takes a while to kind of comprehend that.
So the outline and the silhouette also have a lot of context and content and citation. So I'm not referencing anything except light.
It's amazing.
Okay, Lisa, thank you so much for having me at the Delamar today. The show looks spectacular. Lights, Camera, Ellen Carey, the New Britain Museum of Art, American Art is celebrating Women's 2020, celebrating the 100th anniversary of our, can you believe it, our right to vote. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ellen. It has been such a delight to partner with you, to collaborate with you. The conversations that we've had that have led to this show have been just such an education for me. I've learned so much about your work. There's so much more to learn. And I really hope that the public comes and views your work in person because it is so sumptuous. There's so much to see, and we have 30 years of your photographic output on view here.
From the
It's
20th century
impressive.
to now, I really feel, have I been working that long? I won't tell anyone.